What's going on, guys? I'm back here on Dungeon Defenders Awakened, and this is part number 5. So, we got us a new map today coming up, and we're jumping right on into it. Here we go. We're in Tornado Valley, y'all. This is a new map. I've never really seen this map, so I'm curious to see how this map's laid out. I'm going to take a look here at the map here as soon as I get in the build phase, because I don't know what lanes is what on here. So I'm going to take a look. Looks like we got 4 lanes. This is the first map in this game where we got 2 crystals, so it should definitely be interesting and see how this plays out. And I'm not too sure, and it looks like right here we may have an opportunity here to use the lightning tower on both lanes. It looks like it does cover just enough on both sides, so I might try to put down a couple of lightning towers here and try to take advantage of that, try to cover both these lanes, because this is definitely an interesting map, and we definitely are not going to have enough mana to cover all the lanes here. So I'm gonna throw in a fireball tower, I think, right here, because it don't look like I'm not going to have enough. So I'm going to throw ahead and throw a fireball tower here, or flame burst as I should say, and cover this lane here. And I'll just have to manually deal with the enemies that's going to come from this lane right here. So I guess we're going to go ahead and ready up and see how this goes. I am curious to see how this map goes with the 4 lanes, and you'll have to take these guys out. Luckily there's only 3, looks like there's only 3 enemies coming from right there. And wow, that flame burst tower, oh man, I gotta come over here. I forgot I had to watch this lane too. That could have been bad really quick. Definitely don't want to forget that. Wow, that ability just shredded them. And that's my first time really using any of the abilities from the wizard character, so it's pretty cool to see. Oh my gosh, that is not good. Them guys snuck right on through there. It looks like our the archers are destroying my towers too. They're out of range and they took out one of my towers. I got a lot to work on here on this map, because I can't be having that. And one mistake like that could end the level. So I gotta fix this and pay attention. I definitely need a lot more builds going on here. So I'm gonna put in a tower here and cover this lane, and then try to get over here and fix this. I completely forgot about this lane. And then I don't know we're gonna have to change them lightning towers over there. Maybe utilize the EV for the first time in this whole series, and maybe try and use a reflect shield or reflect beam. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to cover this tower up here. So I'm just gonna throw in a tower here and figure out what's the best angle to go at this. I'm not sure if I want to put one there or if I want to back one up on the crystal. You know what? Let's try and use a striker tower, because it looks like that striker tower is going to, looks like it'll cover both lanes. And remember, the striker tower is one of the only towers in the game that will actually shoot through walls and structure. And I'm going to actually utilize the EV for the first time, try to put up a reflect shield around this lightning tower and see how that holds up like that. See if that'll help me out any, and just avoid the archers from getting in some little pop shots. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. I'm just gonna repair that for now, and then maybe I'm gonna throw down an aura, and just to have the extra little help here. And I think I should probably put it up here. I'm not too sure on what lane I should really be worrying about. I don't know if ogres are going to be coming in this map. It's pretty sketchy with having 2 crystals, and I have no idea where to put what. So let me figure this out here, and maybe throw down an ensnare aura right here to slow down these enemies, and give it the extra time for the lightning tower. I'm going to go ahead and ready up, and I'm going to have to pay attention because we don't want our crystal taking damage. And that was the first time in this series that the little orcs and stuff has gotten through and was actually doing some damage to our crystal, and we don't not want that to be happening. That is not good. So we want to try to avoid that as much as we can, and it looks like our towers are going to put in the work here, and they always do, but yeah, they're just not got no chance. And maybe going forward I may try and bump the difficulty up a little bit and see how that goes. I'm curious to see how the harder different it looks like that destroyed my towers over here. So I'm going to have to really watch this. This is the first time this is happening in this game. We cannot let our towers fall because that is surely going to put us in for defeat. And I'm going to, let me throw in a striker tower to reach all the way back there at the door. And I'm going to try and reinforce these lanes up a little bit because looks like they're going to be causing us some issues. So, which is kind of interesting. This is the first time I've had an issue here, so I'm going to put down some more flame burst towers here. And then maybe go down here. I want to check too on this lightning tower and see how that's holding up. It looks like it's holding up fine now with the reflect shield, so that's good. And then that striker tower there, so shouldn't be any archers being able to survive long enough to really do too much. But maybe throw up a shield here just to be on the safe side here, because it looks like this is going to be the first time that I'm going to be having a little bit of issues here, and hopefully we get a few more towers built up and our issues get minimized. And I'm going to throw in a shield here just to make sure that anything coming through there is going to get stuck and get damaged by that aura. And then I might throw in, I'm going to see if I can get in another lightning tower here. Looks like that may be covered by that reflect beam, but I'm not too sure. So let me see here, and I want to put down a buff beam. This will be the first time I ever put down a buff beam on this game, so I'm not sure how they work. If they work the same as DD1 where you got to put the little laser beam through the, or if you just got to be near it or what, I'm not too sure. But we'll figure it out as we go here. So looks like it's working for them 2 lightning towers, so I'm going to go ahead and put in an upgrade there, and that way upgrading that buff beam is going to upgrade both of our lightning towers to deal a little bit more damage. So that'll definitely make more sense to use our last bit of mana there. And I'm going to just throw down a proton beam all the way up this lane here, because I don't know, I've seen people saying that the proton beams are very good early game, and I do not have enough to place down another one. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for the wave here and see how this holds up. Definitely doing some interesting things that I normally wouldn't have done so far. So this goes back to saying, like I said in the last video, just to experiment with the different heroes and characters and abilities and things. And that's definitely what I'm doing here, because I'm having a little bit of issues. So I'm going to have to utilize some of these other characters, and I still don't see any ogres coming, so I'm not sure if we're going to get any in this map or not. Now, I know some of the other maps we was getting, you know, 1 or 2 every wave, so, and we are going to take a little bit of damage from that guy, and that's not good because we'll lose out on our XP boost. So I'm going to go ahead and heal up and make sure we're going to be good. And these mages are a real pain because they keep summoning little miniature minions, and then they heal them and everything, so we want to make sure we can take them out. We might try to put in another tower there to deal with those just in case. And then proton beams, it looks like that's just going to put in the work for us. So maybe have to utilize the EV a little bit more. It seems like everything in this game is pretty viable and useful. So I am very curious on how some of these other heroes fare up here. It looks like everything in this game might be usable and useful. So, you know, I know in like DD1 there was always the meta where you always used the certain like 3 heroes, and aside from that you didn't use nothing else. So I'm going to put in another striker tower here now that I got enough. Well, I was going to. It looks like I'm going to take a little bit of damage, but I'm going to try and get that tower in here, because Definitely want to get the mages took care of. Those could cause us an issue, and it seems like a lot of things on this map could cause you an issue, so definitely going to have to be wary and just pay attention to what's going on here on the map. So I'm going to throw in another striker tower over here just to have the extra little bit of backbone here covering this side, because I don't have very much cover in this one lane right here in particular. So I'm even going to summon down here another aura just to take advantage of them lightning towers there. If I can slow down the enemies that come through there, and just to use our extra 2 DU, I'm going to go ahead and throw a healing aura down. It's better to use something kind of random and then have your DU maxed out, because you do get the XP boost like I've said in my last few videos. So definitely maximize your defense units up there in the corner of the screen. And we're on wave 4 or 5 here, and looks like we're doing alright now that we got some actual towers and defenses built up. So I'm not too worried about these last 2 waves, but like I said, anything in these games can happen and anything's possible. So we just want to be wary and pay attention. And now we got all of our DU maxed out, and we can just start pumping in upgrades to our towers. And now them Flamers towers, man, they just shred. I'm curious to see how far, like I've put most of my points from leveling up into range, so I'm curious how high the range can get on this particular game, because if you can get that range way up there, man, and just use them flame burst towers as soon as the enemies come out of the gate and just whack them. I mean, I don't know if that's a viable strategy or not, but it's worked so far as we went through these last few levels. The wizard towers is just putting in the work for us. So man, that proton beam's getting the job done right here. They ain't even making it in. I'm gonna go ahead and put an upgrade in that. And then like here's one of the mages coming in, and definitely want to make sure to take care of that. And looks like we got a new rune. Looks like that's going to be for the poison dart trap. I'm not sure if I'll be using that any. I've never utilized the poison dart trap in any of the Dungeon Defender games, so maybe this will be the first time I try and utilize it, but I'm not sure. I've never even played as the Huntress yet on this game, so definitely have to give that a try in the future. I know in some of the previous games that was like the #1 DPS hero, so we're finally here. We are on wave 5. I'm going to go ahead and continue to pump in some upgrades, upgrade my lightning towers and everything. Just upgrade everything that I can possibly upgrade here. And I'm going to leave the effect beams at a level 1, because I'm not really sure that I make much of any difference other than me losing out on my mana. So I'm going to throw in that striker tower there. We got it up at a level 3 now, so shouldn't have no worries at all right there. And I'm going to just like I said, I'm going to have to keep paying attention, but I'm feeling pretty safe now. But man, that first couple of waves was rough. I had them enemies in there on my core, and that could have went bad very quickly. But thank you guys so much for sticking along here on this little mini series that I'm putting together. I'm just loving and having fun with these games, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it as much as I've been enjoying playing it and experimenting with it. I feel like it's a little bit more of a casual Dungeon Defender style or whatever. It feels a lot more casual than some of the other ones did. But overall, I don't know that that's really a bad thing. I've enjoyed playing it. It's a good way to just, you know, fire it up and kind of chill. Look at that tower. And I did get that rune on my Deadly Striker towers, if you guys remember, and I think it was like part 3 I showed it. But them Deadly Striker beams will actually, when they hit an enemy, cause a small explosion. So now even them striker towers got an area effect damage, and you can really tell. I'm going to go ahead and pump in some upgrades. It don't look like it's going to really matter. And there we go. We got the victory, guys. So that's been Tornado Valley here on Dungeon Defenders Awakening. Thank you guys so much for sticking around here. And this has been part 5. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to make sure I get all my items and upgrades and things. But Thank you guys so much for sticking around with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button and subscribe button, and I'll be posting some more here shortly. And thank you guys so much. Peace out. See you next time.